As we sit here today in the year 2016, this is not a new idea. Design thinking has been around now for more than a generation. It's become established as the way to build products, services, and experiences with a focus on the people who will use them. Rooted in empathy, collaboration, prototyping, and iteration, design thinking is the way that startups, agencies, and academic programs are infusing their work with new ideas and new energy. But what if, rather than working on a team of 5 or 10 people, you're working on a team of 500 or 1,000? What if, rather than working in a single studio space here in the Bay Area, your team is globally dispersed across multiple countries, continents, and time zones? What if, rather than working on a blue sky project where the only limitations are the creativity of your team, you're working on a legacy product with deep business and technical requirements? Oh, and by the way, what if the environment that you're doing all of this in is one of continuous delivery? These are some of the questions that we at IBM have been asking ourselves as we've been building our user-centered design program. IBM, of course, is one of the most established and enduring companies in the world with a 100-year history. We have more than 350,000 people around the world in 170 countries, and thousands, literally thousands, of product and service offerings. IBM is anything but a startup. But IBM has a rich tradition of reinvention that has consistently inspired market-changing breakthroughs. And it's with that spirit of restless reinvention that I'm here today to announce the public launch of IBM Design Thinking, our way to understand the needs of users, to form intent, and to deliver outcomes with speed and at scale. Human-centered outcomes at speed and scale. This is a big day for us. Our site just went live, and it's really exciting for us to be here with you today to share this big event with you. I am eager for all of you to engage with IBM Design Thinking as you build great experiences and grow great companies. Let me give you a quick preview of what you will find when you visit ibm.com/design/thinking. It all starts with a set of clear principles which form the foundation of our approach. First, we put the needs of our users above all else. An easy thing to say and a really challenging thing to do, especially at the enterprise level. Second, we build teams in an inclusive way that integrates many teammates, disciplines, and points of view, as many as possible. And finally, we call it restless reinvention, but what it means is iterate, iterate, iterate. IBM Design Thinking is built for a modern, continuous delivery environment, and everything is a prototype. Users first, multidisciplinary teams, constant iteration. These are the prerequisites for IBM Design Thinking. The central concept that drives all of this is constant movement. If there's one thing we've learned in 3 years of building our program, it is that the antibody of great outcomes is stagnation. When our teams can avoid stasis and delay, they can deliver on the potential of these principles. The metaphor that we use to express this is the lemniscate, the infinite loop, and 3 simple prompts that propel our teams through the loop: reflect, make, and observe. Regardless of the inevitable complexities of the project our teams are working on, if they're moving through this loop, always observing, reflecting, and making, they will be driving toward delivery and toward great outcomes. The beauty here, the beauty of the loop, is that the infinite loop is infinitely scalable. A loop can take 10 minutes or 10 weeks. and the simplicity of the loop, the simplicity of observe, reflect, and make allows our best teams to fluidly adapt and apply this model. The final section is where it all hits the road in a very tactical way. The keys to IBM Design Thinking are a set of management practices that allow us to scale design thinking to more complex teams and projects and to keep our teams aligned and on track. Hills, playbacks, and sponsor users are the keys to IBM Design Thinking. A hill is a statement, literally a sentence of intent that frames a problem in terms of the intended outcomes for the user, built on the simple framework of a who, a what, and a wow. A well-written hill aligns our teams around a clear and common goal without dictating how they should get there. Playbacks are how we bring project stakeholders into the loop and get feedback in a safe and inclusive space. Playbacks are an essential way for our globally dispersed teams to stay aligned. Playbacks come in all shapes and sizes. You can hold them one-on-one or with your full stakeholder team. One of the cardinal rules of playbacks, and you heard Eric Quint say it earlier, is playbacks at IBM's is always about show, don't tell. Whether it's a low-fidelity sketch or a polished demo, this is one of the key features of strong playbacks. Understanding the user is a cornerstone of any design thinking practice. But with IBM Design Thinking, we take that even further with our sponsor user program. Sponsor users are people, real people, who use or might someday use our products. And they become active participants working alongside our teams to help deliver truly meaningful outcomes. Our sponsor users are not cardboard cutouts. They're not personas. They are real people with real human experiences that have a deep influence on the work of our design teams. At IBM Design, our sponsor users are all about closing the gap between our assumptions and their reality. Hills, playbacks, and sponsor users, the keys to IBM Design Thinking. Now, I've gotten almost all the way through an overview of a design thinking practice without showing a single Post-it note until this moment, with apologies to Eric. Well, rest assured, the activities and artifacts that we all associate with design thinking are still essential for us at IBM. Empathy maps, storyboards, paper prototypes, you know them well. They cover the walls of our studios. What's really cool for us to see is the great outcomes we are generating through design thinking and how they are changing the face of our company. Bluemix, our enterprise app development offering, and IBM Verse, our workplace email and collaboration platform, are two great examples of how IBM Design Thinking is driving our work. But I like to highlight the brilliant work of our cybersecurity design team, who are working in an incredibly dense and technical domain space, not at all known for a delightful user experience. And look at these interactions and animations, as thoughtful and elegant and well-crafted as you will see from any company in any industry. 3 principles: a focus on users, multidisciplinary teams, and constant iteration. 3 tactical keys: hills, playbacks, and sponsor users, all brought together through one very simple mental model, the loop of observe, reflect, and make. With the public launch of IBM Design Thinking, we are not reinventing design thinking. Instead, we are re-articulating it for a modern, continuous delivery world where speed and scale are absolute requirements. We are super psyched to share IBM Design Thinking with you today and into the future, and we look forward to hearing what you have to say about it. I want to give a big shout out to Mirko Aziz, who's in the back of the room here. Mirko was part of the team who authored IBM Design Thinking under the leadership of our practices director back in Austin, Texas, Adam Cutler. Mirko is going to join me along with several other IBM designers for a panel discussion later this afternoon. I hope you'll join us there. We'll have a lot more time to crack open IBM Design Thinking and discuss it in more detail. Until then, thanks for your attention. Enjoy the conference, and please let us know what you think of IBM Design Thinking. Thank you.